Butterscotch biscuits. Today I trained chest. Did you know there is a Bitcoin ETF coming out and it is a Trojan horse? Despite the price going up, remember, Trojan horse. It means it's not what you think. The Bitcoin ETF from Roca Negra is not an excuse to go put on a lot of leverage. They are strangling Bitcoin through the futures. We call it paper Bitcoin. They already do this with gold. It is not conspiracy. It is not guessing or speculation. They already do this. And if I put you in charge of the helm, you would do this too to defend the sanctity of the US dollar. Willy Woo is a crowd favorite, made millions of dollars, charging $50 per month for his newsletter in the bull market. A lot of people are still angry because the prices went down. This is the game, friends. This is the game. That's why you like, subscribe, press the belly button and all. I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to tell you anything except you're my friend. This is how I see the world. I'm getting in the stuff that I believe in. And guess what? The stuff I believe in lasts longer than 1 week or 2 weeks. Unless I tell you otherwise. If I tell you something is complete poop and a lottery, I'll tell it to you. Now, in the Bitcoin crowd, let's listen to what Willy says. So Willy's very insightful. He does a lot of on-chain stuff. So he's replying to Dylan. Dylan Leclerc is a Bitcoin maxi. So he says, hey, Dylan, these dynamics that you paint apply to a market where there is no whales. So remember, I recently made a video. I've told you about the Bitcoin futures ETF and how it is trying to strangle the market. He says, what I laid out is a mechanism that allows for all the spot Bitcoin being bought up, but yet the price doesn't rise. Think about it. You're buying spot, but the price doesn't go up. This trend is demonstrably already in the data we started tracking futures open interest. Wow. Okay, so here we go. Think of this as a George Soros breaking the Bank of England scale trade. A $12 billion amount is enough to indefinitely control the global Bitcoin price. I can capture a contango yield while keeping the price in check. This was my earlier post and report on it. So this is what they're talking about. Okay, the bombshell. Remember, I released a bombshell showing you paper Bitcoin versus real Bitcoin. It has been going up. Now, I saw some other amended posts. It's not like 35%. It's more like 20%. Hey, I don't care. Anything above 1% is too much. This is a trend. You understand? It's a trend. So the more paper Bitcoin is circulating. Remember, if somebody wants to sell your altcoin on chain, they have to have your coin first, right? But in this paper world, because there's so many trillions of dollars moving around and the scam JP Mosquito and other bug eater overlords are here, they credit themselves with fiat currency, which means they can short you down using their poo-poo fiat. Let's continue. Even Willy Woo continues. For the bigger win, he can push the price downwards and long squeeze the market and then cover at a healthy profit. He's talking about manipulation. He's talking about paper Bitcoin being used to make profit for the evil bug overlords. He can then let the price recover, rinse and repeat. As you point out, the funding is expensive to do it. Yes, there's a cost to doing this. But the long squeeze I can guarantee make happen is 10x to 100x more profitable. Look, this will happen and continues to happen, and it does happen, so long as the liquidity remains thin. Over time, the market will become more mature and it gets harder to do this. But guess what? If the market gets too thick, you don't get your nice parabolas anymore, friends. So that's why it's a bleak picture. It's a lose-lose situation. But not really. We have the whole industry birthed from baby doll Bitcoin. There's nothing to be upset about. We made an industry from this. Thank you, Satoshi, for showing us the way. Look, there's nothing to be upset about unless you're a Bitcoin maxi and you think you're going to get you another 100x again. Those are the people who are upset. Willy Woo. This trade is low risk. When a trading institution's a whale, they have sufficient size. They don't actually need Bitcoin, but they need lots of US dollars, which is easy to get. Yes, so they can borrow, they can print, they can do whatever they want to get that USD. You see that problem? It's quite hard to find the trade that carries billions. Shorting Bitcoin futures is one of them. It's basically saying you can do a lot of size, and they do. They do this with gold. Note that with Soros, many institutions piled in on the Bank of England trade. Now, when this happens, friends, not a matter of if, when it happens, all of us are going to be praying that there's a Bitcoin monetary supply premium spike. There's a money printing spike, something like that, to make them all cover and go parabolic. That's what we hope eventually happens. But it's going to take some time, isn't it? Mr. Van Angelo is a confirmed friend of the channel, follows me. Okay. He said, he didn't say that. He said paper Bitcoin, as in the non-spot ETF, is bad for us. So I just want to confirm to you, friends, okay? This is how it starts. It starts with this. It doesn't end like this. Why do you think it's a Trojan horse, Habib? They don't start by telling you, hey, look at you, I'm going to scam you. They don't do that. They come in as a succubus. They come in with makeup and a wig and stockings and pizza. Two kinds of pizzas, supreme and meat lovers. How can you say no to that? The spot ETF, Roca Negra. Yes, it appears as a buy-only vacuum. I've made videos, thank you very much, Mr. Van Angelo. You haven't watched that one where I told you, how do they do it in gold, friends? You on the why? How do they do it in gold? Well, they give you all these features if you buy the paper gold. And if you buy the normal gold, you get nothing. What features do you expect? Okay, you get features like margin credit, borrowing. You get better interest rates on credit cards. You can use it as collateral. You can increase your credit rating. You see all these bonuses that going to start throwing in. You get tax benefits, less accounting headaches. Tick, 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 tick. You see this? You get like, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You get like 7 features if you buy paper, the paper Bitcoin, the paper gold. If you buy the nasty spot gold, which is actually the pure form, you get nothing. You just get to basically look at it and say, well, I am fighting for the righteous cause. Now, of course, we're all here for this, by the way. The whole crypto industry was birthed for it, but you got to know what's going on. Mr. Crypto Infos, we need to see the horse. Yes, my gosh, I'm waiting for the horse. Hurry up and approve it. I love Mr. Womack saying, Mr. Womack, alternatively, what if Bitcoin is a Trojan horse? Yes, it is. Sir, friend, madam, it is a Trojan horse, but it's not on the time frame that we think. Me and you want it to be a Trojan horse for the next 18 months. Bitcoin was already the Trojan horse, okay? We are part of the Trojan horse. You know, Bitcoin, friends, Bitcoin. Look, Bitcoin used to be, Bitcoin used to be 5 cents. You know that, right? It did 600x in this cycle. It did 100x in this cycle. All right. Then they printed infinite QE. We only did 20x. So we're at the end of this 14-year tail end. It's going to be like year 15, year 16 soon, okay? We're part of the Trojan horse. It's just that this is very harsh to admit. Why? Because we're long. We're like, wait a minute, no. We want to be part of the way towards the Trojan horse. No. They're giving you the ETF. Do you understand? They've infected the world with the mind virus of Bitcoin already. It's near the end game. This doesn't happen at the start. We don't start with the ETF. You end with it, okay? He also said, what's it going to do to corrupt institutions? Well, what's going to happen? Remember, friends, we're in the then they fight you phase. In the then they fight you phase, humans, me and you, we are slowly adopting the crypto way, transparent blockchain. There are people in the old guard. Now, they're going to do whatever they can to strangle the price because that's the only thing they know is keeping basically the lid on everything, okay? They got to strangle the price. They got to keep it down. Never go to 300K, never flip gold. If they can keep it strangled down, people don't ask as many questions and it gives them time to continue to accumulate and basically close the doors on everybody. So, you know, more from Willy Woo. I love explaining this for you, friends. Super relevant and interesting info. So here I am to explain to you. So he goes, ask this question. Will buying up the inventory on Bitcoin on exchanges moon the price? No. This is a fallacy. This happened all throughout the 2022 bear, and he's right. I remember in 2022, the amount, look at this. I know you have to zoom in down here. Bitcoin, see down here, friends, see down here. Okay, Bitcoin was being bought up. It was actually being bought up, and it wasn't going up. It was going down. That's what, see, wondering, like, why did everybody hold? That's why they held. You know, all these people saying, well, you can't fight the Fed and you do this and you do that. Well, they're just cucks anyway because people were buying Bitcoin, man. They were actually buying it. Didn't matter. Here he is to explain. There is no supply shock. Why? Because synthetic Bitcoin, when you see synthetic, you just write paper, okay? Paper Bitcoin via the futures market added to inventory. The market made a bottom when the futures market relented, all right? look, you can sit here and say it was the bug eater overlords, or you can sit here and say it was just a 4-year cycle. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The cycle is the cycle. Whether they're scamming, or it's the moons, or it's aliens, cosmos, God, unicorn, fairy dust, I don't know, the puppet master. They are what they are. We're going to remember this for next time. But do you think it's going to be easy? Habib, do you honestly think they're going to give you bearish news when Bitcoin's at 80K? If we get there, do you think they're going to give you bearish news? No. Good luck finding bearish news. You're going to be unsubscribing to me. By the way, you should like, subscribe, belly button. I appreciate every single one of your friends. You're going to be clicking unsubscribe. I know it. I can feel it. People are going to be upset because I'm going to be telling them no. I'm going to be telling them warning, warning, warning. You got to protect your downside. It's going to be very tough when that happens. But, that's the life we chose, friends. Willy Woo even explains deeper. He goes, if an investor wants to buy exposure to Bitcoin, they can now buy via the futures ETF. Like I said to you, they can go buy the paper Bitcoin. This doesn't create the supply shock because they're just paper bets on the price going up. A hedge fund can then take the other side of the bet. You've minted the new paper Bitcoin and the limit on this is infinite. Yes, so remember what I said to you. JP Mosquito can literally just print $1 trillion, take it to Coinbase, and then say, hey, I'm going to short infinite futures here because they're going to have futures on them, right? He continues, a spot ETF will help rectify the issue. For 7 years, the spot ETF has been denied, while futures have flourished. The SEC's agenda is very clear. Of course, friends, of course. They're going to give the ETF. They're giving it towards the end. They're in the rails, right? This is still Trojan horse. On a personal note, neglecting to account for the macro impact of paper Bitcoin was a big failure of mine. What he's talking about is diminishing gains. Diminishing gains, friends. You can see it. You can see it. Habib, you can see it. I don't even need to point it out to you, but I will. You can see it. Bitcoin in its first cycle did 20,000x as you come back here. Look at this. You can't deny this, okay? There was nothing in here. It was scammers. It was hucksters, forgesters. It was people doing it for pornography, online buying weed. Then 600x, the people's money. Then 100x, John McAfee gonna eat his willy. Then a 20x from Infinite QE? Huh? Wait a minute. You did 20,000x when you were just a Reddit logo. You did 600x when you were the people's FU money. You even did 100x when John McAfee was gonna eat his willy. But then we cut rates to 0 and did Infinite QE and you only did a 20x? Huh? Well, now you know, friends. Of course, diminishing gains, bro. Diminishing gains, brothers and sisters. Diminishing gains. We know this. I don't know if the next one's going to be 5x. Oh, boy, I hope it does up more. Man, that'll shock everybody if it does. It would shock everybody, but it doesn't matter because you're not going to know. Because at 80K, you have to make a decision. Do you hold them or do you fold them? Okay? You're not going to know what the future holds at here. It's always going to look good. The news is going to be great. Mr. Bitcoin Bullrun is saying, so does he think spot will pump Bitcoin or just level it out? Look, I know it's going to sound crazy, but the way I'm approaching it, and you can do whatever you want. I'm approaching the spot ETF as no effect on the cycle. I'm just going to assume it gets to wherever it goes and that's it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to watch the charts. We're going to be using their weekly super trend. That's it. I don't want to be playing around in this, spot ETF. I'm just ready for the scamming because I know it was going to diminish anyway, right? Look at this, funny. The chart said we're going to diminish anyway. If we get there and we go down, I am going to be yelling about Roca Negra, but we all know it was pre-programmed. And before we leave, I just want you to understand, okay, friends, I do my best here on the land of Twitters to give you the best information. So this is a thread talking about it. So this is like what we call subtweeting. And I looked up what this means. Subtweeting is when you're too scared to like talk to the other person. So you kind of like talk behind their back on Twitter, which is just funny how this gossip happens. Look at this. Willy Woo thinking Bitcoin can't rise all of a sudden is the most bullish thing I can think of. This dude is a great indicator. So he's basically saying Willy is a counter indicator. Now, what I'm going to do is, of course, I will like him. And as you can see, heaps of people liked it too. Why? Why do I like this? Bitcoin Max is why. It's because I don't know about you, but I'm here to win. You understand that, friends? Every day I wake up, I think how I can win. You put the gloves on, you're here to fight. You have to think how to win. How? We're going to execute. We're going to win like assassin. You have to think about this mindset, winning. How badly do you want to win? I want to win. Second isn't good enough. We've got to come first. And part of that is doing little things such as feeding the monkey. Let the monkeys think that Bitcoin is programmed for 300,000. Let them think that. You see this? Look at the likes, friends. Look at the engagement. Like, wow, futures were around before. Like all these thread friends. Even I explained. Look, one like. I even have to like my own. Wow, up to 5. You see what I mean? All these people going around. He explains everywhere going on. A lot of these people are talking about, yeah, Willy Woo, like F Willy Woo. They're just saying that. They don't know what's going on, man. They have no idea what's going on. You understand? All of them. Bitcoin maxis, here we go, talking about Willy's past and all these. This is what happens. It feeds on itself. And then it eventually propels itself. And then you have an $80,000 Bitcoin. And then you have the big green candle here. And then you think, okay, surely another couple of green candles are coming throughout 2025, right? To take us all the way up there. Do you see what I mean? This is how everybody gets trapped. It starts now. They're going to disregard Willy Woo because the market's going to go up anyway. Every green candle, they're going to say, haha, he was wrong. Haha, I am right. Haha. Stop saying haha. Instead, they should be looking in the mirror and wondering why my little map, aka my little pirate treasure chest map, shows 20,000x, 600x, 100x, 20x, okay? They're still expecting 20x, by the way, again. They're literally still expecting a 20x, friends. I'm not joking. Yes, 330K, they're expecting that. There are $250,000, $300,000 calls to flip towards gold. See what I mean? When you're in this bubble, it's impossible to leave. That's why you watch somebody like me. I can just share with you the things I can see. We're going to play it as it goes. Don't forget, we'll always have our friendship, whether Bitcoin goes to 0 or the moon or infinite and beyond. I appreciate every single one of you. Going to catch you in the next one. Tell mom and dad we love and appreciate them.